Hey fam, how's it going? Speed Duel Bro here, and in today's video we have Wild Heart's Power. Let's go. For the skill card we have Heroes Unite Fusion. For the monster lineup we have 3 Elemental Hero Wild Heart, 1 Goddess with the Third Eye, 3 Giant Rat, 1 Zombina, 1 Exiled Force, and 1 Exploder Dragon. So basically the Rat Box engine. And then for spells we have 2 Creature Swap, 2 Offerings to the Doomed, and then for traps we have 1 Zoma the Spirit, 3 Wall of Disruptions, and 2 Floodgate Trap Holes. And then for the extra deck we've got 1 Necroid Shaman and 1 Wild Wingman. How to win / strategies. Now before we go over the game plan fam, there's only one card I want us to review, and that's Elemental Hero Wild Heart. And it doesn't get any simpler than this fam. It reads, unaffected by trap effects. My goodness fam, don't you just love it when the effect is this simple? I know I do, I don't have to think much at all. But anyways, so what Wild Heart is telling us, the duelists, is I don't care what's in the opponent's back row, but I do need help with the monsters on the opponent's side of the field. So in order to help Wild Heart achieve victory, we are going to support Wild Heart with our back row. And the choices of back row we have here are either Wall of Disruption or Offerings to the Doomed. Now the reason why we have Wall of Disruption fam is because Wild Heart only has 1500 attack, so we might have a hard time trying to run over stuff. So for example, this Cyber Dragon here. And then obviously Offerings to the Doomed is there to just clear the opponent's monster. So once we've achieved that, so let's remove the Cyber Dragon. Doesn't matter what we activated, we're just showing the example's sake. But once we've cleared the opponent's monsters on their side of the field, we can finally go in for the attack and not give a care, not give 2 cents about what the opponent has, because that's what Wild Heart does. See, look at this. Look at all the opponent's back row, all nullified because of Wild Heart's effect. Gosh, I really do love it when the strategy is this simple and easy. But as you can see, this is our bread and butter play. It revolves around Wild Heart. And the reason why Wild Heart shines is because of the format we're currently in. It's a trap heavy format, and Wild Heart just says, I don't care to all of that. And honestly fam, the fusion summoning aspect part of this deck, it's more like icing on the cake if you ask me, because ironically enough, should we bring these 2 out or any one of these out, the problem that we're going to run into is that these guys are affected by trap cards. So ironically, it's kind of contradicting our whole strategy, because Wild Heart is unaffected by the traps, but if should we resort or need to resort to these, the opponent can start activating their back row. So like I said fam, these fusion monsters of Wild Heart, they're kind of just like icing on the cake, or more like situational cards. But yeah, to summarize the strategy, it's basically bring out Wild Heart and support Wild Heart by either weakening the opponent's monster's attack, or we just clear the opponent's monster just like that. It really don't get no easier than that fam. Card analysis. The skill card Heroes Unite Fusion. Basically fam, all you need to know is that this is just the Elemental Hero version of Fusion Party. And then we play 3 Elemental Hero Wild Heart, which I feel like is very obvious fam. He's the heart and soul of this deck. He's the MVP because of his effect. He doesn't care about any trap cards at all. And then we play the 1 tech choice of Goddess with the Third Eye, so that we have access to Necroid Shaman and Wild Wingman just in case. And then we play the Rat Box engine, and as you've known fam, that the Rat Box engine has proven to be quite effective, and it works out in this deck simply because Wild Heart is also in Earth. So I guess you could say it's Wild Heart calling upon his earthly friends to help him achieve victory. And then we play the 2 creature swap. Now fam, if you've watched my videos enough, you already know that I love creature swap, and that anytime that there is a floater monster, it's automatic. Creature swap is going in, whether it's 1, 2, or 3 copies. And then we're playing 2 Offerings to the Doom. Now this was a personal tech choice fam. I like how with Offerings to the Doom that we're able to just destroy the opponent's monster at any time, whether it's our turn or their turn. Granted, we do lose our draw phase, but with Wild Heart being as aggressive as he is, we really can just go in for the win. thanks to Wildheart, and so Offerings to the Doom helps support that. And if you really wanted, or if you didn't care for Offerings to the Doom, you can swap it out with something else, maybe Hammer Shot or Shrink or Widespread Ruin, just anything to help Wildheart win. And then we play the 3 Wall of Disruption. This is just to help Wildheart climb over the opponent's monsters, because at 1500 attack, that's kind of weak. So Wall of Disruption is going to help us run over the opponent's monsters. And then we play the 2 Floodgate Trap Hole. This is just general good trap card support, fam. And the only reason why I'm playing 2 is because the deck space is kind of tight. I wanted to keep the deck at 20, and I wanted to put more emphasis on Wildheart being able to deal with the opponent's monsters. And Floodgate Trap Hole, even though it does not get rid of the opponent's monsters, it really does shut them down, and it keeps them there at bay. So just good defense for the deck. Now some of you may be asking, Speed Duel bro, where's Book of Moon? Book of Moon has been in nearly all of your videos. Well, the reason why, fam, Book of Moon is not in this deck profile this time around is because what does Wildheart do? He's unaffected by trap cards, right? Well, Book of Moon helps us dodge those back row, and it shuts down the opponent's monster, right? But for only 1 turn. But here's the thing, with Wildheart having his effect, we really don't have to dodge any back row, generally speaking, in a trap heavy format, okay? So that's why, fam, that's why I felt like Book of Moon is not so necessary this time around, just because of how effective Wildheart's effect is. And then we play the 1 Zoma. Zoma is Zoma, fam. You all know the greatness of it. We can attack, defend with it. And in this deck, we can also creature swap with it and benefit from it when it's destroyed. And then we play the 1 copy of Necroid, Shaman, and Wild Wingman. Now obviously, fam, you're going to fill in the other slots with whatever other extra deck monsters that you want. But for this video's sake, the only reason why I'm showcasing just these 2 here is because we only have 1 goddess with the 3rd eye. So realistically, we're only going to fusion summon once. But listen closely. Remember earlier in the video, fam, I said that should we need to summon these guys here, it kind of contradicts what we're doing, because Wildheart was already taking care of business by being unaffected by trap cards. But the moment we summon these guys, the opponent's going to start activating their back row. So it's like, what did I get myself into at that point? But as mentioned earlier, should we need to summon these guys, it's probably going to be very situational. But hey, we have the option if we need to, right? That's always a good thing. So now it's time for the moment of truth, fam. Where does this deck rank on the power scale? In my humble opinion, this deck is semi-competitive. Now the reason why I say this deck is semi-competitive, fam, is because of the current format that we're in. We are a trap-heavy format right now, so Wildheart's effect is extremely effective. And not only that, fam, the Ratbox engine has proven to be quite effective this format as well. So when you combine those 2 things with some good spell and trap card lineup, oh, I really do think we have something wild here, fam. But yeah, give it a try and you'll see just how good Wildheart can be. So there you go, fam. That's the deck. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, feel free to hit the like button because it helps me out a lot. And if you haven't already subscribed to me, your Speed Duel bro, you're more than welcome to subscribe, because 2 things. 1, I always play to win, and I'll teach you how to win. And 2, if you love Speed Duels, I'm sure you'll love me too, your Speed Duel bro. Alright fam, that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.